Time for our first matchup. It's going to be Gravity versus Cloud9. And if we think back to week 1 here, it was Gravity that got the win against Cloud9, and they'll be looking to make it 2-0.
Yeah, this game is also incredibly important for Gravity, as they not only look to claim a playoff spot, but there is a scenario where Gravity could overtake Cloud9. So a win here would ensure that they own the head-to-head tiebreaker and would claim 3rd place.
And if there were a time to take a game off of Cloud9, this is it. If you remember, they are recovering from that tough loss to Team 8 last week, where they uncharacteristically gave up a huge lead.
Yeah, they were up 8,000 gold and an inhibitor, but Cloud9 were undone in their team fights. Cloud9 went back to that Nautilus support that worked so well the day before against Team Liquid. The difference in the second time was that Meteos was on Nunu this time around, so he couldn't be that 3rd damage source that Cloud9 relied on, and it was really just up to Sneaky and High, and that was not enough damage for them to finish out the game, and they really collapsed. So we've also talked about how Cloud9's troubles with their mid lane champion pool, it's something that an issue that constantly comes back up with High. This is a really big issue in this matchup because we just saw Keen's Urgot is the perfect counter to High's go-to pick Zed. And that may have them putting him something on more like Corki or the Kennen.
A little bit of pressure on the mid lane for this one. Let's check out the starting lineups and get right into it. On the blue side, it is going to be Gravity. That is Haunter in the top lane, St. Vicious in the jungle, Keen in mid, Cop at AD carry, and Bunny Fufu at support.
And on the red side, it's Cloud9. Up top is Balls. In the jungle, Meteos. The mid is High, the AD carry is Sneaky, and support is Lemon Nation.
And heading into this champion select, we are going to see that Jake Fife, sorry, wrong way to say his last name. Their manager and actually now interim coach for this game, since Last Shadow did not make it to the studio here. He was on a plane. He is in LA, but was not here on time.
Yeah, one of the drawbacks, they have him in Korea still, so he flies back every couple of weeks.
It's a task. That's a lot to put on yourself.
Delayed flights, tough break. But the interim coach will be standing in, no problem.
Gravity, however, still doing well for themselves this season. A lot of people saw this team as more middle to bottom of the pack, I'd say, but they've kind of creeped up middle to top of the pack, and they really have a chance to make an impact here in the standing.
Yeah, and they've been so relaxed about it. This Gravity team, nothing really seems to get to them. They take losses pretty lightly and recover very quickly.
There's the Urgot ban. At this point, it's not really like a you've banned it, you've lost.
Yeah, honestly, that was going to be a big issue coming into this game.
That's danger.
The Vladimir ban, a little bit more surprising. We did see Team 8 and Cali Troll specifically pull that one out, but no other top laner has used Vladimir in the North American LCS yet, just Cali.
It's crazy how much that puts on a team, that puts on an analyst and a coach as well, when you're like, what do we do against this guy's top laner? He's played everything. I guess we just don't even focus it and try to do something else.
And especially now on the recent patch with the tank meta really shining, it's completely changed the way that team fights are played. And with the team fights lasting quite a bit longer, sustained champions definitely have a place. Once again, Vladimir comes to the forefront here, constantly being able to do a lot of damage over time and sustain himself when there's not a lot of burst damage or lockdown on the enemy teams.
So we've seen a good bit of Rumble bans in Impact playing it recently. We'll get a chance to see what Haunter can do on it here versus Cloud9 to start things off here. Week 9. It's week 9. Teams with these games, this is what they've been planning for quite a while. Everybody's kind of figured out what's going on in this new patch, and this is the last 2 days to make an impact here in the normal games.
All right, well, starting it off with the top lane Rumble here. Quite a few top lane bans, and stealing away Rumble from Balls is always quite big.
Yeah, good point. Cloud9, as Jat always mentions, they take their time, they run the clock down, give you less time to think about what they lock in immediately here at the last few seconds.
Yeah, something else to look for is, not mousing over the champion that you think you're going to pick, then instantly locking them in.
Yeah.
So you just cut down, even more on that time that the enemy has to react.
Right.
And Cloud9, they pretty much always do this. They leave you guessing till the last second, and then instant lock in both picks. There is the Zed. You can still pick it, just ban out the Urgot first.
So we have that Zed for High. He's been loving that quite lately. I think a few weeks ago, and then it's been banned from him since. Meteos goes for the Sedge since the Nidalee was banned out as well for him.
Yeah, I really, really like the first round here from Cloud9 because already with just 2 picks, they've locked in some very good hard CC, AoE CC, and a great tank meta jungle champion here in Sejuani, pretty much the highest win rate jungle champion in all of League of Legends right now, plus an AD threat. So they already are going to have mixed damage. You won't be able to itemize very easily against this. This is one of the biggest issues now with tanks being so prevalent, is also that you cannot go a single damage type anymore because there are plenty of tanks available for the enemy team to just stab a single resistance type. So you really need to diversify your threats.
Cloud9 looking at quite a big area of effect fight composition here coming out from Gravity. Their compositions have pretty much been pedal to the metal here recently that they've brought out. If they're not fighting, they're not happy.
Yeah, and the other thing I'm really happy about is St. Vicious on Nunu. I was looking for it last week. I thought they were going to have it last weekend when we initially changed patches, but St. Vicious is one of the oldest Nunu players. Him and Dan Din were the premier Nunu players back in Season 1 and even before Season 1. He's always been a huge fan of this champion, and now with the Cinder Hulk adding extra bonus HP to the bonus HP he already gets by consuming one of the buff camps, a very, very strong pickup right now. And once again, yeah, not unexpected here. Lemon Nation, 3rd game in a row with the support Nautilus. Everyone is expecting it from him since last week, since we saw his solo queue spamming
all the
champion.
time, though. That's interesting.
But nobody really cares about denying it to him. He's picking it into a Morgana this time around, too, which does provide a bit of defense from all the crowd control that Nautilus will bring. But again, the Kennen here, interesting that it will probably go to balls. I mean, technically they could switch it up, but if you have Zed, put high on it.
Yeah.
And it will be, again, lots of AoE magic, but that real AD threat from their mid laner as well as the AD carry yet to be locked in.
Is this really? You going to play Caitlyn? No Caitlyn games yet?
Caitlyn Nunu. It's
and
the
boom.
classic old combo.
It's like, it's Taster's Choice, way back.
And I'm very interested to see what Gravity will do with it because it looks like it's going to be a Rumble mid as well. The Rumble early pick, it is a flex pick, but only really seen in solo queue. There's a lot of Rumble mid solo queue players. One actually named that in the North American solo queue ladder, but this will be the first time that I've seen it in a professional match, the mid Rumble. Maybe it's going to be Keen taking another melee into the mid lane. We don't know. Okay, so they're still flexing them around. But again, the Nunu can just walk into the Caitlyn lane. A Caitlyn Morgana lane, if they get control of their laning phase, Nunu can just walk in very quickly, Blood Boil, and take down turrets. So the early outer turret knockdown from Gravity could be very real here, especially with a solo lane Rumble, whether it's top or mid. Getting to that level 6 very quickly, and the magic penetration. Interesting early game possible here from Team Gravity that would really center their game around objectives.
Gravity likes to focus Cop to that solo lane for safe farming, something he does quite often, which means they can choose to freeze or choose to push, as you said, with that Nunu is now an option.
Yeah, Cop actually the 2nd highest CS at 10 for an AD carry.
Yeah, he's the beneficiary of a lot of good things that come out of the team. He'll be off on the side, but then he makes the right moves, he makes the right decisions, even though he's still kind of a quiet AD carry, right? Well, we'll see. Cop has the plays to be made this game. As we head into the game, let us know who you think Gravity will make. If you think Gravity will make it 2-0 against Cloud9, tweet hashtag GVWin or hashtag C9Win to @LOL Esports, and we'll check back to see how you guys are calling this match. See some Cloud9 signs in the crowd. Waves going out. A few TSM jackets as well. They're not even playing yet. The support is there for all the teams, and the teams love to hear it, especially feel it through the crowd. Remember last week, started pounding some feet, and it's actually pretty crazy how much they can shake this entire stadium. Got a quick pause on the side of Lemonation. Might have a kink in the chain for his anchor. Not working correctly.
Yeah, we'll see how the Nautilus Lucian lane does play out against the Morgana and Caitlyn of Cop. Cop has always been really outspoken about how he likes to rely on his greatest strength of the laning phase, just CSing. He doesn't like to go aggressive in the laning phase.
Nope.
Wants to concentrate purely on CS. And thinks that he actually has a similar playstyle to Sneaky.
Yeah, Kappa actually says he has a lot in common with the man Sneaky.
I think players like Sneaky and I, we just play at like the same skill level the entire time. We have like those like peaks that like where we get really good and then we just like go back to like how we're consistently playing. And I think that helps with like a team who wants to be in the LCS and like stay there.
Makes they all want to stay there. We'll see how their play styles differ this game. It kind of reflects that way as well. You look at the supports, right? And both Lemonation and Bunny Fufu are playmakers. They're kind of laid back AD carries in lane. When we see Sneaky and Lucian, I got to give him, sometimes he goes ham in lane. Like we've seen him 9-0-6 the last time we played against Liquid. Even in the loss against Teammate, he was 8-5-7. So still putting up some numbers.
Yeah,
but it's the same. Definitely.
I feel like they are very, very similar in their consistency for their teams. Even when Cloud9, they've been an up and down team this this split, but Sneaky's constantly been that threat.
Yep.
And perform very well in their games. Now, yeah, we do have to have a full remake of the game, so Lemon can actually fix his settings.
Yes.
For that, so we'll be a bit longer.
Game settings, not runes or masteries. So we'll get that all fixed up for him. Big match coming in. We have 9-7 versus the 9-7 Gravity versus the 10-6 Cloud9, who really not even. You can't say fallen from grace anymore. Teams have figured them out over the years. They're realizing how to play that mid game where Cloud9 used to play a very strong spike. And I don't know. These new teams are definitely coming out with stronger plays, the picks that are throwing people off guard. It's what we used to see even back in the EU regionals, way back in the day when Fnatic re-brought back out Kog'Maw, just to cast your mind back all the way there, as D-Man would say. Kog'Maw, that tournament, along with Jace and Soaz, threw everybody off, and they won it. If Gravity's going to come in with all these new picks at the end of the season, maybe they'll throw everybody off.
All right, well, let's see here. Onto the Rip, and we have a 5 cloth armor start here for Keen, taking the Rumble versus High. Now, Rumble does extremely well versus Zed. It is a matchup that's easily tilted by jungler intervention, though. So we'll see if Keen can use this mind games that they use from Champion Select. Early takeaway of Rumble. High was definitely not expecting to play against Rumble in the mid lane on Zed. We'll see how he does. St. Vicious going to do his best to control the vision as usual on Nunu. And having a strong mid lane matchup is always key to that.
Yeah.
Bringing Nunu, you really need the support of your laners.
Also like the fact Keen taking that Rumble mid. High is on Zed as well. So these junglers are going to be taking blues all for themselves this game, most likely. We'll see if that gives either of them an upper hand, whether it's traded to mid or not. We'll see as the time comes. Looks like we will get the lane matchup here on the bottom side. Kind of halfbacks here by Hanser as he decides what to do in the end, but it looks like he will go top lane. We're going to get this matched up, Kobe. I think this is the first time we've ever really seen Gravity going with the matched up lane. Not the first time, but not many.
Look at this. Nunu and Morgana still behind enemy lines here.
Pretty sneaky. Ah!
See if Nautilus can catch up to him. Nope. Nautilus, the slowest in the game.
Speed of a minion.
325 move speed. All right, so Nunu, though, chased out of the enemy jungle. So this is actually a very good start for Cloud9 and Meteos, with Saint having to get a delayed start in his own jungle here. Meteos is already a full camp ahead of him. And that's very, very good news for Sejuani and the rest of Cloud9. Let's see if Meteos just does a hard farm early route, though, on Sejuani. She can easily power farm through the first set of jungle camps.
We'll see what Meteos' first decision is after he gets through those. Shouldn't be too easy to gank onto that Rumble in the mid lane. We'll see if they can make it work. he heads to the bottom. St. Vicious actually, as you said, quite far behind in that. But the push in the bottom lane from Cop and Bunny Fufu on this already to shove in Sneaky elimination.
Yeah, trying to abuse their range advantage. And that's always the idea when you're up against especially a lane with kill lane support like Nautilus. Thing is that Sneaky and Lemon, they did also start the Grop, so they had the extra camp advantage. So the Caitlyn and Morgana really wanting to work with the minion wave, gain the minion wave advantage so that the level 2 all-in from Lemonation and Sneaky would not be quite so devastating. Here is already the mid lane focus from St. Vicious. Got his Raptor camp buff, so he knows there's no ward from high.
Great damage coming in from Keen.
Yeah.
High kind of trading it back and forth. Not expecting that much output, but he's using that heat gauge very nicely. Black Shield a little too late there, but the 90 caliber net able to come out safe. Sneaky still adding more damage in as well. And Cloud9, after getting pushed into their turret, starts to trade back nicely.
Yeah, after the first wave bounced off the turret to reset here, that experience advantage from doing the Grop did come into play for Cloud9. Early level 3 for Lemonation. Nautilus's all-in level 3 is really, really devastating. If you land a hook, then you get a point blank. There you go. You get all of those charges to hit.
And this is going to be for quite a while. They even, Bunny Fufu even warded that brush, and Lemonation is still taking control. So being a nuisance, making things hard for Cop here to farm it out.
And again, Minos back to hard farming his route. And St. Vicious makes his first incursion into Cloud9 territory over a ward.
He's going to be careful for this. Medios has already backed. He's got wards to place as well.
Counter gank here from Cloud9, but
his ball's reading this correctly.
It's still going to be difficult for them to get much.
They might just tell him to try and leave on this one. So a good focus by Saint, but Medios actually comes in from the bottom side here, and they do decide to go for it. Nothing's really going to be able to take St. Vicious down Ignite-wise, so he's able to walk out, but wait to be there for Medios.
Crowd getting sad that it is tank jungler on tank jungler.
Yeah.
Both of them burned flashes. Actually, surprised that Medios even tried to burn his flash. Sejuani really early, definitely not a burst champion. Not going to be able to do much to chase Nunu. Probably should have just taken the flash advantage that they got.
Getting antsy.
Yeah.
Gotta get that first blood.
Because it cost them a lot. It was not a free flash advantage. It cost Balls 400 HP in the early gank there.
Huh. Little baits. I like it. Sneaky trying to play there with Lemonation, but Cop does not take the bait, and they just stay in lane to farm it out. No real CS lead between those lanes. 35 to 29. Keen was getting that damage onto high, but as he returns the lane, looks like he's able to trade back nicely. And on the siege wave, I can't really see Keen backing here. He could lose quite a bit of CS.
Looks like he is going to complete that, even with the health pot ticking. And I, not perturbed by the lane switch here.
No,
with Rumble
not
going
at all.
mid. Even with the early pressure from St. Vicious hiding in the brush for backup. High doing a very, very good job once again on Zed.
Yep.
Just ban out the Urgot, and he goes back to the main champion. Cloud9 always at their best when they have High on Zed.
That doesn't mean Gravity's not going to build
changed.
4 Frozen Hearts.
Yeah, we'll see. Nunu's definitely a prime candidate for it. Aurelia could build one later.
Yeah. We'll see. Good damage here from Balls, tagging the Shurikens as they come up on a passive auto attack from W. So far 53 to 40 in that lane. Teleports are both up for plays to be made from those guys. See what happens towards Dragon soon here. We still have Sneaky and Lemonation pushing up on that bottom lane, trying to get aggressive. Cop has yet to back, but so is Sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, this is, if you think back to last year, when Cloud9 were always at their best, they have winning lanes, everybody winning NCS, and Medios actually even got that really free jungle advantage when St. Vicious tried to start a bottom side, expecting a lane swap, and had to delay his first camp on the Nunu, and then also spent quite a lot of time just waiting in the brush at mid lane. So pretty much advantages all around at every single position for Cloud9 early in the game. And if they have an early game like this, they usually do not fail as they transition into mid game and make the calls for objective trading. in the mid game. High does see St. Vicious exit the jungle, so Meteos will know that his blue side is littered with wards.
This could be the pressure for Dragon. Wards nicely inside it, deep at blue, and you got to think there's so much pressure to have a Rumble mid lane just drop Equalizer without having to teleport in. So
yeah,
they could have this.
Gravity might second guess themselves about the early plays because all the lanes are going so poorly and the jungle behind as well.
It's true.
Meteos hitting level 6 is much more impactful than St. Vicious hitting level 6. The Sejuani ultimate is a very, very good tool for the early Dragons, to say the least.
Yep.
And Nautilus already level 6 as well. The support level 6 beating St. Vicious to level 6. So Nunu now just barely catching up to the support level experience. And Meteos already looking for his first gank here.
Well, it looks like if they want to get the Dragon, they're going to take down the objective control for that Dragon, and it will be Keen. A take back to the ultimate Shadow from High, but the Ignite's still ticking. They're going to have to be careful. He's trying to offer a little bit of help here. Saint's got nothing to offer with the Flash being down.
Couple pats on the back there for Meteos.
Yeah.
Gets some red buff burn as he goes home. First blood for Cloud9. Walking right through his own pink ward and Raptor buff for Meteos. Good gank there. Earlier when we saw Haunter just sort of bully Balls out of lane, that's because Balls was still just sitting on his Doran's Blade. He had not returned to base
Just taking
at
advantage.
all yet. So his first back to base, he gets an entire needlessly large rod as well as boots in a single buy and returns to bullying Haunter.
That's really, really scary. So hard to mitigate that much ability power, especially from the skill shots. Always tagging from Kennen.
Yeah, and Aurelia's answer to ranged matchups like this is the all-in threat. However,
That's
that
true.
all-in threat is greatly diminished because they have a jungle Nunu who would have to just come walk into lane and blood boil the Aurelia to walk up.
Yeah.
Whereas some good warding from Cloud9 and the threat of a Meteos counter gank, very, very scary for that 2 versus 2.
Yeah. Even with that gank from Saint, Balls could probably just ult and make his way out of that situation. Getting pretty scary here. 80 to 71. Back to the mid lane.
Here comes the Nunu though. He's going to try and
Oh,
walk
he is
into
gonna
lane.
try.
You blood boil the Aurelia and get the constant slows on Balls. Balls should immediately flash.
There's the ult. There's
Gets
the
the
E.
stun. There you go. Immediate flash.
Yep.
There. Okay. Well played by Balls. Also a good choice there from Gravity. You do not want to let Aurelia get that first kill on you. And she'll start
Oh, God, no.
chaining very quickly.
She might snowball, as you could say. So we'll see if they rinse and repeat, return to top lane for that. Balls looks like he's going to try and keep his teleport up for this situation, actually run back to lane. He won't miss too much. Lemonation still keeping control of that side brush in the bot, as we saw. Tank jungler love in the mid. Doesn't look like Meteos is going to try to do too much. He just gets the knowledge that they are there. Over the wall, however,
back up, goes for
Denmark
another
again
gank.
onto Keen. He's just come back up from being dead. And instead of letting the crazy picks go wild, they lock down the crazy pick of Gravity, and they take down Keen again.
On cooldown, Meteos comes for another gank. Ultimate ready. Go back at the no flash melee champion in the mid lane. And the vision support there from St. Vicious around mid lane, really what we thought was going to be the most action as far as the lanes go, because it's a melee versus melee.
Yeah.
Not able to get the support that Keen needs. And the mid rumble pick off to a very, very slow start here for Gravity. See if they can pull it together though with a good equalizer. Right now, the game really spiraling out of control for Cloud9 though. They will have a proficient split pusher. High is not only ahead in CS, but again, both kills went to Zed. So High is going to get to his power spike very quickly, already with the Cutlass and the Brutalizer finished.
Pressure for the lane here in the bottom, but Meteos reads it as well. Both junglers here for the party. And so far, Gravity looking to make a play again onto Balls. That ultimate.
Flash.
Oh! You said, Kobe, as soon as he gets that first one, it's going to go big. And now that he had that sheen, it was enough damage to take Balls down. We'll see what he comes back to lane with, but that is not looking good for the top side.
Oh, it is not. Flash burn there from the early St. Vicious gank. And Aurelia not hesitating to go in. So that's a very good sign for Gravity, not for Cloud9. To try and get this Aurelia fed. Maybe they can get her to the point to try and answer High's split push, but as of right now, she would be very hard pressed to pull that off. High is definitely going to have the upper hand still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like trying to secure vision around mid lane. Once again, Meteos returning. However, this time he's sitting on a ward, and St. Vicious is here. Does it matter?
Well, they still decide to go. Meteos gets burned down as well by that equalizer.
Balls has
That's
ultimate,
going to
but
hurt
he's not
quite a bit.
close enough.
Good teleport in. Good call on the teleport, but like you said, not close enough. And there's the move that Gravity was looking to make. Is this enough for the Dragon?
They want to press it. Meteos is down, so no smite here for Cloud9. They have Nunu. AD carry here. Sneaky on his way back right now. Balls with the ultimate still available, though. They don't want to group up inside the Dragon Pit. So not going to make the call to pressure for Dragon.
Oh, Cop's good. No anchor toss coming in from Lemon. So now that Gravity has kind of evened things up, we'll see if Cloud9 gets antsier to make some plays here. Something that affected him a bit at IEM. We'll see if they hold true. They haven't really shown any tendencies of that sense, but they don't like to fall behind in games. We saw losing a huge lead was the reason for their previous loss.
That Morgana, Cop has to play really safe in that lane.
Right.
Respecting the anchor toss from Lemon Nation. So every time that Bunny Fufu goes to roam and ward, try and get vision coverage for the team.
Mm-hmm.
It will cost Cop NCS. As of right now, though, very comparable to Sneaky in lane. Fine with the CS. See what the double roam gets them, though, because Bunny Fufu was just in the river laying down wards.
So many wards.
They're making the call to go for this dragon. They do have the ultimate no teleport from Hanser, so this is a choice from Cloud9 to trade pressure top, Aurelia free farm, maybe a bit of tower pressure for the first dragon. They want to get that all-important first dragon so that Nunu won't be able to chain. And it looks like it will go easily over to Cloud9. No teleport available for Gravity.
Yeah. Sometimes being just a few steps ahead on that one. Balls as well, hovering towards the mid lane. Might lose a little bit of pressure here on top, but Cloud9 come up with Dragon 1. Back the lane to control without losing, hopefully, too much. Balls should make it back here in good time.
Yeah, because there was no threat of a contest from Gravity, Balls did not even have to commit into the Dragon and only have to go mid lane. There it is.
Ouch! Ouch! Oh, the calling gets it on the back, and he finishes it off as well. The ignite in from Lemon to help take the last few down, but Sneaky's able to pick up the double kill.
This is why he's such a big fan of this champion. The all-in is crazy once he lands one of the good anchor toss, even with Black Shield coming up afterwards. The burst here from the Cloud9 duo. Double kill, turret going down, Dragon's already taken, so they can now turn their sights towards getting vision inside the red jungle of Gravity. St. Vicious trying to get something off of the back of it and getting into the red side jungle of Cloud9, but very little taken. Good job there by Sneaky, controlling the wave, getting it to bounce back in their favor. Turret taken down, and they will get the wave to push back towards their own territory. St. Vicious, though.
Oh, very nice move by High as the ward went in. He might have got caught off guard by that. Lemon, got to be careful. That's a perfect ultimate choke for Keen to hit an equalizer. So they decide to back out, but they do lose that pink ward, knowing that Gravity's pushing in now. And this pink ward as well. That helped Meteos get those first 2 ganks in the early game. So finally cleared out. Cloud9 starting to lose a little bit of their vision here.
Yeah, and for Gravity as well, because Keen was against Zed, and he was under so much pressure early, opted for the arm guard for the extra armor for laning phase, which will delay the double spell penetration early boost from him. So definitely behind the timeline that they were looking for, Gravity this time around. Not only, and I think it all came down from St. Vicious, starting in the opposite side of the jungle, maybe expecting that lane swap. Didn't think Sneaky and Lemon would be down there, maybe. But he got a little bit of a delayed start, and Meteos has been about half a step ahead of Saint pretty much the whole game, except for the one gank he went for sitting on a ward in mid lane. This time, though, covering their tracks with pink wards, True Sight. The duo of support and jungle getting some good deep vision and circling around. There's no tower here. This is a superb move from Cloud9. Bam!
Bam! Oh, Cop runs into the wall that is Meteos. Depth charge exploded. I didn't even see where he went there.
Depth charge and Glacial
That was
Prison.
a great binding, though. Does save his life. Bunny Fufu gets out alive, but Gravity, a little lapse in what was going on there.
Yeah.
Cloud9 able to just waltz through the jungle freely.
Yeah, with your turret down, you have to get your wards back up.
Yeah.
There's no turret for your defense, so you need to have that early alert system of your wards on the outside. Defensive warding now, prime issue for Gravity. They're still going for offensive warding, though, up in this top red side jungle, which is not going to get them very much. Really, they should be concentrating more on the defensive side and around the Dragon area. Baron not going to be too much of an issue. You know, top lane not going to be too much of an issue. We'll see if they can ever try and punish balls up top on the Kennen in a similar fashion.
Oh my word.
Because
that's not good.
The big point of power for Gravity right now is Hauntzer, with Rumble having a little bit of a delayed build, being focused so early in the mid lane. And Caitlyn still trying to build up. Does have Infinity Edge now, and will combo nicely with Blood Boil at this point, but does need a little bit more crit to really start scaling.
Right. Make those headshots really, really count. So, Ball's able to farm this up in the top lane. He's 30 CS down now. We saw that not being an easy lane for him to hold, but he will be an impact in the fights. Sneaky. Back and forth here with Gravity in the bot lane as they are still adding as much pressure as possible. Keeping him off the CS, making sure they get everything they want. That's going to call St. Vicious down. See what happens here. Dragon is in a minute and a half.
Yeah. When it does pop up, we'll see this time around if Gravity are able to protect Cop. They have Nunu for the zoning, Morgana for the counter engage, for the defensive use of her ultimate, and Rumble's big zone control as well. So if Gravity can pick the site of the battlefield, then they can still pull it out, even though being behind, because they have so much zone control with the Nunu, Rumble, and Morgana. But Cloud9, we've seen, they always bring so much hard engage. The Lemonation as well as Meteos ultimates. We saw them actually a little bit of miscommunication, layer them up both on Cop and you know, let the Morgana get away that time, because initially they were trying to be greedy and split focus, but realized that Cop was about to get away, and both of them popped their ultimates at the same time, so they only came up with 1 kill. But
well, this is actually
layer them next time around.
Pretty big spike. King just hit that needlessly large rod. He was waiting on 200 gold in lane. So as you're saying, Cloud9 looking for those fights. I'm sure Gravity's happy they took a breather so they could get those items in their inventory. St. Fish is going to start doing some clearing, and we are back towards the objectives, Kobe.
Yeah, it's not really intuitive, but Nunu is very good against Zed because he can control the vision and try to deny high the split pushing lane. If Gravity can control all the vision in their side of the jungle and clear it out, then it makes it that much more dangerous for High, even on Fed Zed, to go for the split pushing power. Balls does have teleport for this dragon fight, by the way. Remember, this is all about the zone control, trying to get a Rumble ultimate in one of the chokes. And we'll take a look at St. Vicious's positioning. It looks like they're going to try and force it here, get the Consume Smite combo off. Saint should be able to secure this one.
Should. Oh, Dragon goes over to Cloud9. Meteos eats it alive with the boar. And it looks like Gravity could clean up a few here, though. High and Balls both go down, and they're chasing Cloud9 out after this.
So while Saint wasn't able to get off the combo of Smite and Consume, he did get off a outstanding Nunu ultimate in the Pixel Bush that was able to zone Cloud9. So a little bit of missed opportunity there with the Consume Smite combo, which is actually very hard to do.
It's all how you look at it.
Because Meteos knows that Saint's going to go for that combo, and there is a small window. The animation of Consume actually makes it a bit difficult to combo with Smite, because it's a slightly bit delayed.
Right,
and you want to consume,
rear back.
You want to consume first, then use your Smite, and there's a small window, and Meteos just jumped in during the window.
Served it up on a platter.
So good, really good play there from Meteos to steal it away. However, again, the Nunu ultimate, Saint retreated back into the little pixel bush to channel his ultimate, and then flashed out with, you know, sub 50 HP. So they were still able to get some kills on the back of the team fight.
Right.
But again, 2 dragons for Cloud9.
Didn't phase them. They knew what they needed to get. Oh, Haunter gets hooked. Lemon Nation may have gotten a little more than he wanted there. And Keen's able to pick up a kill. He was getting hit in mid lane real hard, and now he's 3-3-2.
Yeah, Hook happy here. Lemon Nation going to put himself in danger with not unless you draw yourself halfway in. So let's see it. Let's look at the, Midos just jumped in.
Close.
He jumped in during the consume. You can both see the animation. Midos just got it better. There's the good ultimate from Saint, and he also blocked the entire culling and then flashed out with like 10 HP. Keen had also good Rumble ultimate, and Gravity were able to use their zone control for that team fight that we were looking for inside the river and the jungle avenue there. High was not able to get anything done.
Calculated. Knew what he was doing. So now we see 23 minutes in, pretty much even. Actually, it is even across the board besides the turrets. This is the advantage Gravity's going to try to push, get those deeper wards down that Cloud9 has actually been putting all on their side of the jungle. Trying to get what they have back. Keen hanging out in mid, just farming what's coming at him. Looks like Cloud9's going to focus a little bit of pressure here, but I don't think they'll be getting mid just yet. 2 dragons for Cloud9, so they're sitting on that very nicely. They don't have to pressure too much when the objective comes up. They can actually let one go for Gravity if they want to be getting that split push going, getting high in a different lane.
Yeah, I think they really should. Cloud9 have waited so long to try and utilize this Zed that got a really early lead to go split pushing. And at this point, Aurelia can probably answer. Haunter does have teleport as well, so it's a bit of an advantage in this case, actually, for Gravity. Because, you know, Haunter on Aurelia, not only did he do well in the lane phase, as far as CS is concerned, hit his power spike, and 202. Zed has to be fairly worried about the Aurelia 1 versus 1. So vision along the split push lane going to be very important. You can already see him giving Haunter that much respect as the rest of Gravity do try and filter down to take a turret here and cut High off. Let's see what Cloud9 answer with, because they very well could get 2 turrets and answer, mid as well as top. Rumble ultimate burn just for the wave clear. Looks like they are just going to play defensively here.
It's getting tense.
Top lane will go down. Now Meteos have cut Team Gravity off, so one last hit, all it takes, and Cloud9 able to get 1 turret back. Now only down a single turret. They still have more money on the field to take. Ooh. With the mid-outer still standing.
Gravity trying to scramble into position here to make sure top doesn't get taken down. That's going to be seen by Cloud9. So Balls and Sej. Meteos getting to safety. It doesn't look like they'll get too much out of that now. And Cloud9 kind of sitting where they want to be after kicking back and kicking down these turrets of Gravity. To see what Haunter can do.
I really like Haunter's build on Aurelia too. I'm definitely not a fan of double offensive item Aurelia. It should definitely just be 1 offensive item and then right into defensive stats. Blade of the Ruined King is good in the current meta when there's so many tanks. However, if you're gonna get it much later when the health is actually stacked up from Meteos and Lemonation. At this point, the health is not that big of a deal, and opting for the Randuin's much earlier makes him able to survive team fights, so he doesn't have to only split push. Plus, it's also good in split pushing because his split push opponent is Zed, and it cuts down on High's damage tremendously. So
I was gonna say, so what does High do now? We just see him kind of standing there taking Polaroids of Haunter killing minions. He's just kind of forced to stop his split push now.
Yeah, basically High's turned into the defensive one, trying to hold his turret against Haunter, who actually has the pressure in this scenario, plus is the one with teleport. And since Cloud9's teleport is on Balls, who cannot stand up to Aurelia, Cloud9 gonna shove up mid here really quickly though. There's the last turret equalized.
Getting a lot of stuff uncontested.
See the true gold lead does come out here for Cloud9. Their 2.5K gold lead.
Yep. It's that mid game. I guess it's a little past what mid game would be since we've got the lane split up already, but Cloud9 is able to really control the rotations here. And it looks like they are in that situation where they don't mind about that dragon.
This time around, he should get it. Because Meteos is not there.
Wait! Oh no!
No, just kidding.
I thought that frog coming along in the river was about to take it. Feels close.
Even the scuttler can outsmite.
So Cloud9 has had a few days up here alone now. They were a little weary of where Gravity was, but now that they know, they're
Burn
like,
it down.
hey, we might want to burn this down and do Baron. 28 minutes in, it looks like it's going to be theirs. The only contest is the fact
Whoa,
that
it's
Hanser got
activated.
to
They wanna
watch.
catch him.
Righteous Glory goes off, does not get them in range, even with the Scuttle Crab there. So Gravity now, if they were stopping the split push before, it's going to be a lot harder now.
Well, let's see here. Baroned up, and they are not returning to base. They just send High back to try and answer the Caitlyn split push. Caitlyn plus Nunu will quickly go to your inhibitor turret, so good job here for Cloud9 sending someone back. We'll see if High is actually the right person. Can he hold off against the Nunu Caitlyn? Looks like he's going all in. Did he get Cop?
Oh! Squishy. So squishy. He did get that crit, but if you're not able to fire off some shots, it's not going to count. So he does get one. I like the fact that High actually went with Moby Boots here so he can start going all around the map. Good choice.
He definitely does need to make use of speed because he needs to avoid Aurelia. But again, the AD carry here, still very susceptible.
Yep.
Cop gets killed and immediately starts building his Quicksilver Sash as well. So there's
Yes.
no...
yes, please.
Yeah. Cop going to go right into third item Quicksilver Sash because High already shown that he can 100% him with one combo.
There is still hope, Kobe. The second frozen heart is being built right now by Gravity.
Yeah, there it is, coming in from Aurelia.
Now we just
later
need
into
one
the
on
game.
Bunny Fufu a little later. We'll see if they can stop everything that High and Sneaky are trying to put out.
And Nunu's got the magic resist aura covered as well with the early ages from St.
good call.
Vicious, so that will help out against the AoE from Balls.
Well, Cloud9 have everything they need in wards and pressure right now. It's about making whatever they do count. If it's going to be the turret, Dragon's gone down just a little bit ago, so they don't have much pressure on that, but it looks like they're going to work mid in the bottom side of the map here. See if they have what it takes. Hanser in a pretty scary spot if they were actually fight there. He's surrounded by 3 guys. That's not the moves Gravity wants to be making to stop these pushes.
Still have Baron buff here for Cloud9, so it's an interesting 2-3 that they have right now. Don't feel like they want to commit to this. Both teams have very decent team fighting at this point.
Yeah.
And split push options at this point. So it's an interesting clash here as far as team comps are concerned because they have very similar strengths. Cloud9 though with... Uh-oh!
Great split.
And Ball's taken low as well. Keen with the...
Oh, wait a minute. Where'd that damage come from? Ball's going to go down, though. His Zanya's still up. He has not used it yet, and he still has just about 700 HP.
Defensive ults all around. High does
sure how
take the
that
opportunity
worked.
to go down bottom to try and split push, though. And with the rest of the team backing off,
Right.
he won't have any backup pressure mid.
I was going to say, if they can kite the fight, it'll work. But now that Hanser can just go to the bottom lane since nothing's being pushed back on Gravity, looks like they have to answer as well. High is going to be forced to walk back a little bit more on this. We'll see what Gravity can get out of this. That's a good push to get Cloud9 back, but they don't really have the waves yet. And they can't really move up.
Yeah, we're seeing how close this actually is with the defensive capabilities of Gravity. They are only going to scale better and better as well because, well, I guess Cop is going to have to take a mid-game lull here while he builds up his Quicksilver Sash so he can get 100%ed. But the Caitlyn with the full crit Infinity Edge build scales really, really well here with the Blood Boil.
Also, that Quicksilver Sash leads to less and less targets that High is going to be able to start hitting. Already 2 Zanyas, 1 for mid, 1 for Bunny Fufu. And Hanser's not going to die right away from a death mark, so his options are running out as well.
See, if Gravity get to that point where they can actually protect Cop and protect him well enough that he can get off auto attacks. I mean, there's a difference between Cop surviving and Cop having enough peel to confidently auto attack throughout a fight. Meteos does get caught here though. Balls has teleport High, very far away.
It's a lot of meat to cut through right away. They cannot kill Meteos. So the fights will last long. That is very apparent once they get going. The tanks are real. Balls is going to be split pushing up here towards the top side, but not too fast. Looks like he's maybe trying to time it with something the team's doing. He's not rushing through the waves.
A defensive item coming in from high. Looking to
Randuin's for
build,
himself.
looking to build a Randuin's for himself on Zed. 4th item. He already has, all the armor penetration and Blade of the Ruin King, so he actually will turn into a decent tank killer as well.
Yeah. Also help the split push so Haunter can't stick to him if he approaches in that lane.
Wonder how the 1 versus 1 will turn out when Zed also has a Randuin's for attack speed slow versus Aurelia. Interesting turn of events here. Still looking for the split push. Still has the Moby boots to try and join the team quickly as well if the fight does break out. It's very tricky to go for that split push when there's so much hard engage on Cloud9. Haunter does have teleport ready though. Oh wow, are they going to trade an inhibitor turret for Dragon? This is only Dragon number 3. St. Vicious can easily tank up this turret. They don't have minions with them. No, they have to run it. They have to run away. No minions to take down the armor, the extra armor from the turret. So they back off very quickly.
Great call by Cloud9 to burn that down fast. And things are working out for them here in week 9. If any struggles were apparent, they're shaking them off.
One turret
Good for them to be able to get Zed for mid lane high in his champion pool. Has been hurting a little bit lately. So these wins here at the end of the season are going to help. Right now, though, they're getting pushed in by Gravity.
Because Gravity didn't take the Dragon fight and they went for the objective trade, I doubt that they will try and force this here. They really do want to allow Cop to build his next. Wow, he's going to build Bloodthirster next. Even with armor, being built on a lot of the front line of Gravity and even the Zed, it looks like he is going for the Bloodthirster. He might leave it at Vamp Scepter and go into Last Whisper, but we'll see where the build goes from
here. How much money he has. He's sitting on 1,400 gold right now, and he's also got the Dorans to sell at some point. So
Quicksilver is completed, though, so at least he will be able to cleanse either the Glacial Prison or the Zed Death Mark.
Ooh, Saint Vicious with the Banner of Commander coming out as well. Nice buy from him. See if they get this effectively used here.
And I do like Banner of Command on Nunu just because you have so much pressure when you do get a Baron. Nunu should be able to secure Barons very easily, and once you do get that Baron, it's such a good combo for pushing down. They already have great, zoning and Blood Boiled Caitlyn, so if Cloud9 do make a misstep and allow Gravity to get Baron, then their siege will be very difficult to deal with. As of right now, he's just helping out Haunter split push with it.
Haunter's leading the charge.
He's got that Banner of Commanded cannon minion to take it away after he decides he's too deep. Not a lot of deep wards here for Gravity, so that's why he can't continue.
Not enough trust in the Banner of Commander.
Really, it's just boiling down to the next team fight.
There he goes.
For these guys.
It's going to be a teleport from the top laners in that team fight, Kobe. Already the pressure being put on by Cloud9.
Vision falling off here for actually both teams as wards expire. We have greater trinkets, 2 greater trinkets for Cloud9.
Oh,
and
man.
They're the ones to rush on Baron.
2 Blade of the Ruin Kings.
Gravity better get in there quickly if they want to stop
this thing alive if they can get to it. That was, I believe, a Righteous Glory popped out.
Teleports?
It was just a shield coming in from Nautilus, so they're good. And they get out safely. Actually, he did pop his Righteous Glory, so making their way out of that and making sure they can get back around here to contest this Baron if Gravity decides to do so. Bottom lane pushing quite hard. You can see that Banner of Command doing some work on the bottom turret. That's going down.
That force from Cloud9 was actually at a fairly poor timing because Cloud9 could have chosen to wait until they cleared out this giant wave.
Yeah.
They had balls trying to deal with this wave at the turret, and Cloud9 were the ones who forced the double teleports. That was actually a Cloud9 choice that cost them a turret. Even though the local gold didn't go over to Gravity, you still do not want to give up any extra turrets against this Gravity team. They are going to have a ridiculous siege if you continue to let them scale.
Let's see how often Saint does this. They did just walk out with another siege wave, and it came up exactly when that other turret went down. So might choose to do this one in the middle. They might choose to just hold it with Baron being so close as well.
was a very rare late game shot calling mistake from Cloud9.
Yeah.
Actually. But let's see what Gravity can do with it. They've pushed up the mid lane. They should probably take this opportunity to get vision back around Baron. Cloud9 have abandoned their pink wards. You should definitely take any chance that you get to clear them out. If you gain control of mid lane, then retreat back to Baron very quickly. The vision advantage in that area is going to be the site of the next fight. So it's a huge, huge advantage just to be able to buy yourself time to clear out that vision. And now they're able to work their way over towards it.
Should be good. Bottom lane.
See if they force a fight now.
Still pushing a little bit.
This is where you get really antsy. If you don't have vision, both teams grouped up around mid lane, both teams with a lot of team fight tools. It's all going to be about the zoning as well.
You got to take the call, even if it's bad. Haunter goes in. Does the team follow, though? It looks like it actually went a little awry.
Ball's ult down, too.
Ball's ult for one person. Gravity should have a very big advantage here. Still looking at the Meteos.
Oh, my.
Glacial Prison hits. Who does High go for? He actually goes all the way to the top side of the fight, and he's going to try to hit him. Haunter. Haunter might stay alive as well for this one, so Deathmark didn't get anyone. Lemon Nation trying to take some down. He has time to freely roam. Keem as well, picking up 2 for himself. And Cop on the back side with Haunter taking High's direction as well.
Wow.
What a fight and a scramble for both teams.
The Golden God, able to pick up 2 while he's just standing there. The statue. I feel like that was almost a team fight of bloopers. That was so many ultimates used defensively in reaction to a single mistake there, chaining into several, just chaos, really. Oh, and it results in 3 kills for Gravity. I mean, the Caitlyn, we talked about, keep on talking about the Blood Boil Caitlyn with this much zone control on her team. Yeah. It gets really out of hand, and I think Gravity have now weathered the storm. Let's take a look at the chain. There it is. It's just a beautiful binding from Bunny Fufu to set off this chain of events here for Cloud9 that go horribly wrong. The defensive ult from Balls, the Zanyas was already used. Full calling into St. Vicious. Bunny Fufu now makes a mistake here. He Zanyas without popping his ult on Sneaky, so he's a non-factor.
No one saw that.
The rest of this team fight. The Sejuani ultimate's already down. Aurelia got away with 50 HP, and Keen gets a double kill while a statue.
Pandemonium. It's crazy.
It's crazy, Raven.
It's crazy. Oh, well, you know what?
Robo's broken. He's broken.
It's broken. Gravity comes up with Dragon after that snafu.
All right.
We'll see what they can continue to do with it.
All
so
right.
far, they did have really good pressure on the lanes. I think that's what's really been helping them get in and stay in this game, with Cloud9 being ahead just in that middle to semi-late game. Gravity's starting to pull it back in their favor, even being 2K down. Yeah, bottom lane's going to start pushing in their favor soon, so they might be able to work with that as it comes back up. But Baron's still on the plate.
Baron is on the plate. Hard mid lane shove here from Cloud9, forcing a reaction from Gravity, though. They're trying to come back in time.
Ooh. I'm with you on that one.
The Keen Rumble, while he had a very rough lane phase versus High, he's shown up very big in the mid game for the team. Almost full build completed here. Almost death cap as well. Oh, Sneaky just gets right in for the turret kill as Gravity, again, go towards Baron to try and force the team fight. Can they group up Cloud9?
They have numbers. They have numbers. This works. Sneaky and High are both off to the side.
Though. Like, why?
This is true. He's fast.
That was a turret just given up from Gravity. Now they're giving up mid lane pressure as well. High got to start work on the inhibitor turret here. Ball's caught, though.
It makes him miss the binding as well.
Out.
Unfortunate and a little bit of miscommunication there, but he is very low and might have a hard time getting back in. Everywhere there are fights being initiated, solo 2v1s. Who's going to die? Who's getting out alive? High goes down first. It's going to be the 3 members of Cloud9 now on the back line. Balls was saving the all-day Zanyas on top of each other, and it is going to be Keen. Cop falling down. Bunny Fufu's down as well. Haunter's trying to get out of this one, and Cloud9's fight prowess comes out on top in the elongated fights here.
This is ridiculous. All right. Meteos has no Sedge ulti and no flash, so this is... Haunter leading him on a wild boar chase through the jungle.
Well, he's not letting him back the entire time.
Lemon Nation is...
I guess it's not going to do much. It's only Lemon. Never mind.
The choices in this game are insane. Both teams with very similar tools, and both teams second guessing themselves constantly. The big
Yeah, that's a good way to put
the
it.
big takeaway though is that Gravity chose to go give up not only the first turret but also the inhibitor turret. And I don't know. Yeah, Balls got cut off from the rest of the team. They don't punish him for it because they want to stop high split pushing.
I think
He
they missed
does
the
go
black
down, but he
shield
got
top
enough
as
damage
well.
on Hanser, so he's not
Yeah.
a really big factor here. Once again, Bunny wasn't able to... Oh, he did get off his ult that time, at least before he went down. But AD carries. Cobb went in to try and finish off Sneaky, but ran straight into Sejuani's face in order to do it.
Some unfortunate misplays. I think Bunny Fufu wanted to black shield Cop there. He took the depth charge as well, so
And
a few misclicks.
this is why I keep bringing up the change in the team fights with all these tanks running around. People are still growing accustomed to the longer duration of team fights. And it really does show the mid-fight choices are so much bigger than they were previously.
Stop shooting the tank, man.
Well, that's not like.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to go off because that is a definite misconception, especially when you have Caitlyn like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Melting front lines is definitely a viable option if you are able to protect the Caitlyn and Caitlyn does not jump into the enemy front line.
That's
All right.
rough. That
Take a look at it. Rumble ultimate onto Sneaky, barely tags him.
Oh, he
Great
makes
ulti
it
for
in!
Balls this time.
The slicing maelstrom hitting just about everybody on
There
Gravity.
they go.
get wiped out. 70 seconds on the clock for them to get back in the game. High looks to finish this one out. He's just going to twist and shout. They're going to be going down the mid lane, and this should be the game.
There they go. They finally got the Kennen ultimate they were
happy
looking
coach.
for. Everybody in that Kennen ult, and that's going to be game. There goes a well-executed team fight, and that the first one turns out it's going to be next.
Yeah, that is what they were looking for. Looking at what happened with that team fight, it was very back and forth. That's the first time we've seen a true explosion come out from one of the teams. It was Cloud9's, and Cloud9 take down Gravity.